Ricky McCormick was an only child, and his closest thing to a brother was his cousin, Charles, who was also his childhood friend. Ricky was known for his vivid imagination, with most of his stories filled with exaggerations. He spent much of his time alone, and when he left school, he only managed to learn how to write his name. After leaving school, he moved between jobs and places along the coasts of Missouri, often working night shifts and sleeping during the day. By the age of 41, he was the father of 4 children, 2 of whom were from a girl he knew in the early 90s when she was only 14. This constituted a sex crime, and he was sentenced to 3 years in prison, serving 11 months before being released. Subsequently, he turned to drug dealing to make money and suffered from heart disease. By 1999, Ricky was a criminal with a history, unemployed, and spending time with bad company. His family believed he was mentally ill. The peculiar events of this case began on June 25, 1999, when Ricky was rushed to the hospital due to breathing difficulties. He spent an entire day in the hospital before being discharged the following morning. He then called his girlfriend and told her he was going to get lunch. Witnesses last saw him at a gas station on June 27 before he vanished. His friends and relatives did not report him missing. On June 30, 1999, a woman discovered Ricky's decomposed body in a field by the roadside. The police were not surprised by the location, a notorious spot for finding bodies, but they were stunned by the evidence and circumstances of the crime. Ricky's body was so decomposed that they identified him through fingerprints, as his fingers had detached due to severe decomposition and were found next to his body. The coroner could not determine the cause of death and estimated he had died several hours after leaving the gas station. The decomposition was attributed to high temperatures and humidity in the area. Ricky was a chain smoker, but he did not use drugs or alcohol, ruling out an overdose or alcohol poisoning. 12 years later, the case was reopened when the FBI labeled it a homicide due to a gunshot. They disclosed a crucial piece of evidence: 2 encrypted notes found in Ricky's pockets, which they hadn't revealed, not even to his family, until 12 years after the body was found. The notes contained seemingly random letters and numbers arranged incoherently. When the police couldn't decipher the code, they sent it to the FBI. Dan Olson, head of the Cryptanalysis and Racketeering Records Unit, concluded that the notes were written 3 days before Ricky's death and held potential clues to the reasons and secrets surrounding his murder. When the FBI failed to crack the code, they released it to the public, hoping civilians could uncover the secrets. The response was so overwhelming that they even set up a dedicated website for receiving such messages. Ricky's mother claimed the only thing he could write was his name. They told us they found nothing but a hospital card with him. Now, after 12 years, they come with this nonsense. She doubted Ricky had written the note, but the FBI believed he did based on their analysis. Theory 1 suggests that Ricky's death was related to his involvement in the drug world. According to his girlfriend, he was transporting drugs to Orlando and returned frightened and cautious after his last visit. It was rumored that he was wanted by a well-known gangster, although there was no substantial evidence to support this.